My beloved child, do not believe the lie that age silences your purpose. Do not accept the whispers that say your time has passed or your value has dimmed. You may walk more slowly now, and your hands may tremble, but my voice has not faltered. My voice is not bound by time or muted by years. I am still speaking. And yes, I am speaking to you. You who have weathered decades of change. You who have buried dreams and danced with grief. You are still one whom I have chosen. You are not forgotten. I have watched you through every sunrise of your youth and every long twilight of your later years. Through the ticking of each clock, my eyes have never left you. I still have words to pour into the chambers of your soul. I still have breath to whisper purpose into your weary heart. Listen closely. This is not the season to grow silent. This is not the time to shut your ears to my spirit. I have been speaking to you, even when you believed I was silent. The years may have dulled your hearing, but not your spirit's sensitivity. My voice is not heard with the ears of the body, but with the ears of the heart. And your heart, dear child, has been molded by years of waiting, hoping, enduring, and trusting. You are now more ready to hear me than you ever were in your youth. The world may cast aside its elders, but I do not. In fact, I draw even closer in the winter seasons of life. Why? Because I know your roots are deep. I know your branches have held the weight of many storms. You are seasoned, wise, and precious to me. Do you think I would spend decades shaping your faith just to fall silent in your final chapters? No, my beloved. These are the pages where my voice becomes clearest. I am the same God who called Abraham when his body was aged and his strength was fading. I am the same who spoke to Moses from a burning bush when he thought his failures disqualified him. Did I not choose Anna the prophetess, aged and widowed, to proclaim the arrival of my son? You see, I have always favored the voices of those the world overlooks. I have always spoken to those whose hearts remain soft, even when their bodies grow stiff. You ask, Lord, why would you speak to me now? And I answer, because you have lived long enough to finally listen without interruption. In your youth, you were busy chasing answers, running after the wind, trying to carry the world on your back. But now, you are still. You are watchful. You are tender again. You have grown into the soil of patience, and now you are ready to hear what is eternal. I have not stopped giving dreams to the elderly. Did I not say in my word, your old men shall dream dreams? Why do you think I said this? Because your dreams are no longer filled with fleeting desires. Your dreams now make room for eternity. They are lined with the wisdom of years and the fragrance of surrender. And when I speak, you know how to discern my voice from all others. You have learned through pain, through joy, through waiting. So today, I call you again. Not to something small, but to something sacred. I call you to be my listener. I call you to open your spirit like a cup to be filled with living water. I call you to sit with me in the stillness of early mornings and the quiet of sleepless nights. I have secrets to share with you, revelations meant only for those who have endured. Do not think that your prayers have grown weaker with age. They have grown more powerful. Do not think your voice has lost its authority. In the spiritual realm, your voice carries the weight of a life walked with me. You have earned the trust of heaven, not by perfection, but by persistence. And I reward those who persist. You are a warrior cloaked in gray. You are a prophet with a cane. You are a disciple who still follows, even when the road is steep. Listen now. I am not asking you to reclaim your youth. I am asking you to awaken your spirit. I am not calling you to run faster. I am calling you to walk deeper. Your faith is not lesser now. It is refined. It is golden. It has been forged in fires that would have broken the young. And now, with every breath you still have, I invite you to speak what you hear from me. Speak to your children. Speak to your grandchildren. Tell them that I am still alive. Tell them that the God of their childhood is not a bedtime story, but a roaring fire still burning in the hearts of those who dare believe. Your voice can awaken a generation that is drowning in noise. Your voice, filled with the echo of my spirit, can cut through confusion and declare truth once again. You are not invisible to me. You are essential. I have placed you like a lighthouse on a stormy shore. Ships will look for your light. Families will gather around your prayers. Churches will need your wisdom. The world has overlooked you, but I never will. So rise, my beloved. Rise in spirit, even if your body is frail. Rise in authority, even if your days feel few. Every heartbeat you still have is a divine appointment with eternity. Every breath is a reminder that I have more to say to you, and more to say through you. The voice that still speaks is the same voice that thundered at Sinai, the same whisper that comforted Elijah, the same word that became flesh and dwelt among men. That voice, my voice, has not grown quiet. It is speaking now. It is calling your name. Do you hear me, child? I am speaking still, and I will keep speaking until you see me face to face. My beloved child, you now stand where few dare to linger, on the edge of the unseen. You are no longer tethered by the illusions of youth, nor entangled in the endless demands of building a life. Now, at this sacred juncture of your journey, you dwell closer to the eternal than ever before. This is the precipice of the unseen, the sacred place where the boundary between earth and heaven grows thin. And it is here, in this quiet and holy moment of your life, that I call you to look beyond what your eyes can show you. I know your days have taught you the cost of life. You have buried friends. You have stood at hospital bedsides. You have watched dreams dissolve. And yet you've also seen miracles break forth in unlikely hours. You, my child, carried the scars of both sorrow and hope. And because of this, you are now prepared to see with a vision that does not come from sight, but from faith. For faith, true faith, is not the domain of the young and untested. It belongs to those who have walked long roads and still choose to believe. You stand now at the edge of something deeper. I brought you here, not to frighten you, but to awaken you. The unseen realm is not far. It is not distant or locked behind some cosmic veil. It surrounds you, even now. My angels stand guard over you. My spirit moves near you. My presence fills your very breath. But so many live their final years only looking backward, reliving the past, fearing what lies ahead. But I say to you, do not retreat into memory. Step forward into mystery. The world says, you are nearing the end. But I say, you are nearing the beginning. The veil of eternity is growing thinner with each passing day. And instead of shrinking in fear, I call you to rise in wonder. Can you feel it? The tug on your soul, the stirring in your spirit. That is not nostalgia. That is destiny. I am drawing you, inviting you, preparing you. Not for an end, but for a greater unveiling. Faith is the bridge across this chasm of the unseen. And you, my beloved, have walked that bridge before. Remember the time you trusted me when the job was lost? Remember the season you leaned on me when the doctors shook their heads? You may not have seen me with your eyes, but you knew I was there. That was the unseen guiding you. And now, I am inviting you to walk further still. Do not think that because your body grows weary that your spirit has grown weak. On the contrary, your inner self is being renewed day by day. You are becoming more radiant in my sight, more prepared to host glory. And it is precisely in this later chapter of life that I grant some of my greatest revelations. You are now positioned to hear what the younger cannot grasp, not because you are superior, but because you have been refined. The world applauds the visible, success, beauty, strength, control. But I dwell in the invisible, in faith, in mercy, in silence, in trust. That is why so many miss me. They seek a sign but do not see the whisper. They want proof but ignore presence. But you know better now. You have learned to recognize me, not in loud storms, but in the still, small voice. At this precipice, I call you to look not at what is passing, but what is coming. Fix your eyes on what is eternal. I am preparing a place for you, yes, but I am also preparing you for that place. And the preparation is not passive. I still want to use you. I still want to speak through you. The unseen is not only heaven after death, it is the reality of my kingdom breaking through now, through your prayers, your wisdom, your love, and your unwavering hope. Do you understand, dear one? Your life is not fading. It is ripening. Your faith is not becoming obsolete. It is becoming like gold tried in fire. And your vision is no longer limited to what the world calls real. You now sense things deeper. You dream things holier. You weep for what others ignore. That is not weakness. That is the gift of spiritual maturity. But I know the enemy still comes to whisper, "You're too old to matter. It's too late. Stay quiet. Stay comfortable." Do not believe him. He fears you now more than ever, because you no longer care for applause, and you no longer need to be seen. You walk with the unseen, and that makes you dangerous to darkness. So stand tall at this edge. Look out over the mysteries ahead. Do not shrink back. Do not doubt your worth. I have brought you here for a reason. I want you to lead others here, to this very precipice. Show them how to walk by faith. Show them how to wait with joy. Show them how to die to fear and rise in peace. You are not just a bystander. You are a guide. And when your time comes to step beyond, you will not fall. You will rise. You will not face the unknown, but the one you've known all along. I will be there. I am already there. I am the God of the seen and the unseen. I am the Alpha and the Omega. And this moment, this place where you stand, is not the end. It is the threshold of glory. Keep walking, my beloved. Keep listening. Keep believing. The unseen is not far. It is right in front of you. Step into it with the courage only the faithful know. My precious child, let me remind you of something that has always been true, though the world may have made you forget it. Your faith is not small. It is not weak. It is not withered, and it is certainly not irrelevant. Within your faith lies a power greater than the oceans, older than time, and stronger than death. This is the faith that moves heaven, and it dwells within you. You may not feel powerful anymore. Your hands might tremble when they once built and carried. Your steps may falter where they once raced. But I never placed power in the strength of the flesh. I placed it in the spirit. I wove it into your soul. And every moment that you chose to believe me through storms and tears, through long nights and quiet prayers, that power grew. It did not grow loud or flashy. It grew holy. You see, the power within your faith is not like the power the world celebrates. It is not about control or conquest. It is the power to endure, to intercede, to believe when all seems lost. It is the power that kept your heart beating through grief. It is the power that caused you to lift up prayers when your voice was shaking. It is the power that made you forgive when you had every reason not to. Do you understand how precious that power is to me? I have watched as your faith has moved mountains that no one else even saw. I have seen how your prayers turned back storms that never made the headlines. I have recorded every moment you trusted me, even when your circumstances screamed otherwise. And I tell you now, nothing has been wasted. Every ounce of faith you ever poured out is still active. It still echoes in the heavens. There is power in the faith of the elderly because it is tested. The faith of your youth may have been bold, but the faith you carry now is refined. It has been stripped of vanity, of striving, of pride. It is pure. It is quiet, but it is not weak. It is gentle, but it is not passive. It is the kind of faith that shakes spiritual realms, not because it is loud, but because it is rooted. My beloved, you are like a tree planted by streams of living water. You have borne fruit in season, and even now, in what the world calls your final season, I say to you, you are still bearing fruit. Faith never expires. In fact, it becomes more potent with time, just like the finest oil that has been pressed. just like the most fragrant wine aged in the dark. You have within you a reservoir of power that can still change lives. Your prayers, whispered in the quiet of your room, carry authority in heaven. Your words of blessing to a child or grandchild carry eternal weight. Your decision to trust me again today, even with aching bones and a tired mind, is a declaration that resounds in the heavens. Do not underestimate what I can do through a heart that still believes. Remember Abraham? I gave him a promise in his old age, not because he was strong, but because he believed. I counted his faith as righteousness, and from that one man, I birthed a nation. So why would I not do something mighty through your faith? You are not disqualified because of age. You are qualified because of experience. You have seen me come through before, haven't you? Think back. Think of the time I rescued you, provided for you, sustained you when everyone else walked away. That was not luck. That was me. And every one of those moments added to the power within your faith. So now, you carry not just memories, you carry testimony. And testimony is power. I am calling you to use it. Speak it. Declare it. Your stories are not just stories. They are weapons. They are shields for the next generation, who are being swallowed by fear and confusion. They need to know that I am still faithful, and your life is living proof. Tell them how I delivered you. Tell them how I whispered in the dark. Tell them how I never let go. There is a generation watching you now. They may not say it, but they are desperate for something real. They are weary of hype. They are tired of noise. But when they see you, still standing, still praying, still believing, they see a faith that has lasted. That kind of faith is rare, and it is powerful. Use the time you have now not to retreat, but to reign. Reign in your prayers. Reign in your authority. Reign in wisdom. You do not need a platform. You already have a presence. When you walk into a room, heaven walks with you. When you pray, angels respond. When you speak, I speak through you. This is the power within your faith. It is not rooted in what you feel, but in who I am. And I do not change. I have been faithful from the beginning, and I will be faithful to your final breath and beyond. And until that breath comes, I urge you, I command you, do not bury the power within your faith. Use it. Stir it up. Release it. You are still my vessel. You are still my beloved, and I am still moving through you. My beloved child, listen to me now as I speak to you about what lies beyond the span of your days. I speak not of death, but of eternity, the place where time bows down and ceases, where what was once unseen becomes all that is seen. You must understand this truth. Your life is not fading into silence. It is being carved into eternity with every breath you take in faith. Yes, you heard me right. Every act of trust, every whispered prayer, every tear offered in surrender, none of these vanish. They rise like incense before my throne, and I gather them all. I engrave your story into the eternal landscape, not as a fleeting shadow, but as a permanent testament to your walk with me. You are not being erased by time. You are being engraved in heaven. You often ask me, Lord, what was the purpose of all of this? And I say to you, the purpose was always eternal. The years you spent parenting, praying, waiting, worshiping, forgiving, giving when no one saw, all of it was shaping something far more glorious than you ever imagined. You were not just living. You were co-authoring a legacy with me. Every step you took by faith was a stroke of my pen on the scroll of forever. I want you to know something sacred now. Your obedience echoed louder in heaven than any shout on earth. The time you chose to stay when it would have been easier to leave. The moment you offered kindness when no one thanked you. The nights you cried out for others when you were hurting too. Those are the moments that carved eternity. I saw you, my child. I saw you when your knees hit the floor long after your strength was gone. I saw you holding on to my promises when hope seemed buried. I saw you speaking my name when your voice barely had breath left. And I tell you this, with all the love in my heart. None of that was in vain. Not one breath was wasted. You were writing eternal truth with your very life. You must know this because the world has tried to convince you that age is decline, that the twilight is a slow fading into insignificance. But that is not my way. In my kingdom, the final chapters are the richest. The later days are the ones where gold is refined and released. And the ones who walk with me into old age are often those to whom I entrust my deepest secrets. You have become a living scroll. Angels read your story. Demons flee from it. And those who will come after you will live inside the prayers you've already sent forth. Your faith has become a path that others will walk. Your trust in me, though it seemed quiet on earth, has roared in heaven. You have done more than survive. You have imprinted heaven with the sound of your faith. Even now I want you to hear what the heavens declare. Well done. Yes, well done. Not because you were perfect, but because you were faithful. Not because you never stumbled, but because you kept getting up. Not because you were strong, but because you leaned on me when you were weak. This is what pleases me. This is what I honor. This is what I carve into eternity. And there is more. Your legacy is not just spiritual. It is eternal. When your eyes close to this world, they will open to mine. And in that moment, you will see it all. You will see the faces of those you prayed for. You will see the ripple effect of every time you chose to believe. You will see that nothing was forgotten. Not a moment. Not a breath. All of it has been held in my hands. Do not fear what comes next. Do not dread the slowing of your steps or the quietness of your house. I am in it all. And I am preparing a place where your spirit will finally rest in full joy, where your faith will become sight, and where every unseen seed you planted will bloom in brilliance. Your eternity is not a vague mist. It is real. It is vivid. It is built on every moment you said yes to me. And so I ask you now, will you finish this race with your eyes fixed on eternity? Will you trust that everything you have done in my name will last forever? Will you walk with dignity and joy, knowing that your life was not small, but sacred? Will you breathe deeply, knowing that your final breaths on earth are still carving truth into heaven? This is not a farewell. This is a commission. You are not done. You are completing a masterpiece. Each breath you still have is a final brushstroke on a canvas only I can fully see. And when your time does come, I will be the one to carry you. Not death, not darkness, me. And I will whisper into your spirit, just as I do now. Well done, my good and faithful servant. Come and see what your faith has built. Come and see eternity, carved by your breath.